everybody, it's Christine and Saturn, of course. And today is the challenge number 2 for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. And today's theme or rule or whatever you want to call it is sweet anticipation. And she kind of said like things that you're looking forward to, or, you know, just basically the whole kind of idea is, you know, just anticipation, right? And so what I have is pictures of Saturn, y'all. And she's climbed down into Christmas bags because she cannot wait for us to pull the gifts out so she can climb into the bags. This cat, if she fits, she sits, man. And she definitely loves to get into our bags. So she's always kind of waiting for us to empty them before she can get it, so she can get in there. So these are my pictures. Like this is she climbed down in there and then she kind of poked her head up or something. So these are cute. And then she's, honey. And then as a reminder, if you didn't watch the kit reveal, the inspiration kit, which I actually happen to have had, was the Hip Kit November 2022 kit. So I had these. So I don't have any idea quite yet what I'm going to do, y'all. I do have this little Merry Christmas cut file. So I may try to use some inks. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, I might build little presents or something, because I have all these branding strips too. So I could maybe make the tree out of those, you know, kind of going up. I've seen that done before. Actually, yeah, I kind of have an idea now. And then these can be little presents or something like that. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. My goodness, y'all, I'm making a mess. And I've got my jacket on because it's cold in the house. Although I did turn the heat on. My husband doesn't want me to. He says we don't need to turn the heat on until at least Thanksgiving. But my gosh, y'all, it was 38 degrees outside today. And I was trying to type on my keyboard and my fingers were frozen. So I'm sorry, Mr. Harden. I have to have some heat. Anyways, so this is what I'm starting with, y'all. Let me do a little bit of trimming and get my thoughts organized here. Because look how cute this is, this little yellow with the tree, y'all. How cute is that? Let me do some cutting and I'll be back on in a moment. And I'm going to pick an ink out because I think I will do an ink. And I don't know if I have anything in this shade. I'd love to do it in that tealish color, but let me see what I can find. I'll be back on.
Well, gang, I tried about 3 or 4 different greens that I had over there. None of them were the right shade of teal, which that tells me I need to go shopping, right? So I end up deciding on Twisted. I actually pulled out 3. I pulled out this, is it Twisted Berry? Festive Berry. Sorry, not Twisted Berry. Festive Berry, and then a yellowy color. And then I also pulled out that, I think it was Vintage Rose or something. It was a pink. I ended up not using that little Vintage Rose, even though it did look good. I tried different, you know, swatched it. But the way I'm doing these letters is I'm going to basically do the little Twisted Berry. I keep saying Twisted Berry, y'all. Festive Berry on the bottom, darker to lighter. And then I do put that little piece of cardstock down there because I want the bottom of Mary to look kind of the same as the bottom of Christmas. And I didn't know how to do that without making a mess if I didn't put that little piece of cardstock down there. And then I'm going to do the yellow on top. So I kind of thought to myself I might do the pink in the middle, but I really liked how the white in between the 2 colors looked. So I'm not going to actually end up doing that. I was proud of myself for doing this, though. I've seen other people do it, and it looks really pretty. And actually, in looking at it on the layout now, I think the yellow and the reddish color is better than using the green. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I think it looks really pretty, so I'm not unhappy with it. But anyway, that's what I did with the letters there. And here's where I'm going to come in with the yellow. Now, I might should have got a little bit smaller brush. I do have smaller brushes because I struggled with... well, not really struggled too hard, but like the little dot on the Christmas, the little eye that's attached to the M, I was like, okay, well, how do you get the yellow on that, Christine? And I really kind of didn't too much. I mean, I tried a little bit, but I didn't want to over mess, and so I didn't do too much of it. But I think this looks really pretty, this little ombre looking effect on these letters. I've really enjoyed this. And I thought my little cardstock separator there was a little bit ingenious. Now, I ended up with a little strange space between my Y and my A that's a little white. Like, I think I'd had my card there, but I ended up laying it over the photos, so it doesn't look strange, actually. All right, so then I've already gone ahead and, so far at this point, I had to cut it out because, y'all, this video was kind of too long, but I went ahead and cut down the white, like, kind of diagonal, like, grayish stripe paper and mounted it on the black and white flowers, so that's off to the side. And then I've gone ahead and mounted my photos on some scrap white cardstock, and then I used that yellow. I was actually going to double mat it with it, or, you know, I guess technically triple mat it with some of the green leaf paper, No, that's a lie. I was going to mount it with the floral, but I ended up not using that. It just didn't look like it was going to stand out enough on top of my Christmas tree I ended up making up. So I don't put that on there quite yet. So now I'm going to start building my Christmas tree. And I decided this pink little polka dot looking deal is a good little trunk. He's long. He's basically 12 inches long here. I will trim it down, but it was started off at the full length. So I thought, okay. And then I'm going to trim off. Honestly, I didn't really even measure. I just cut off pieces, and then I kind of looked to see where's that going to land. And then I decided that wasn't quite short enough, so I'll trim it again. Y'all, I have a big mess on my desk, too, and I don't like to really work like this, but I had so much to kind of play with. I don't know why I didn't put it away, or I didn't set it aside really good. It was kind of big piles of stuff. I did decide I'm going to scuff the edges of all the papers related to this little tree that I'm fixing to build. So the trunk gets scuffed, except for I don't do the very ends. I do the sides of them, if I should clarify. I don't know why I decided on that, but that's what I decided on. So here's my tree trunk. Now, those pictures are up kind of higher. I'm going to bring them down because the tree needs to be looking like a triangle, right? There's the floral I mentioned. I thought about mounting the photos, but I don't actually end up doing that because I lay these little strips down here. I don't glue anything down quite yet. I'm just kind of trying to figure out the order of the strips so that the colors are kind of balanced and stuff. And so this is kind of the order I'm going to end up with. But here's where I'm scuffing the edge of this little green piece. And then I'm going to start, I can't remember next one I do. If I glue it down, I use a little bit of ATG just to kind of tack it to the trunk of my tree. And then I'm going to end up using my scissors to trim it. So I think I'm just going to kind of shift this stuff one side to the other. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just trimming the pieces. Now, funnily enough, there's going to be some at the top that I end up trimming again. But for the moment, this is what I've done. And I'm just, like I said, just making my tree here. There's no real length picked out per se, other than they just need to be a little bit shorter than the other pieces. I'll actually find one more floral, like poinsettia piece that I'll bring in toward the top. But I don't show you that on camera. So here's where I'm figuring out where these pictures are going to go. And I'm thinking, no, if I put them up high enough, they kind of almost cover up my little tree pieces, right? It doesn't almost look like a tree. So I decided to bring it on down, and I think that looks better. And I'm going to kind of wonk the lines a little bit there on purpose, not straight too, by the way. Here's where I've glued all the tree pieces. I don't think I've glued the very top piece down. I'm gluing down. No, this is the title. So sorry, guys. I decided to call it She Can't Wait. And because I wanted to use the Merry Christmas, I couldn't distract too much from it. So She Can't Wait's going to be that title. And I do have the little paper or candy cane paper glued down. And I think I've got the little green star thing glued down. But the pieces above it aren't really glued down quite yet. I'm still working on that, y'all. I wanted to see where the tile was going to go. I can't tell what I'm doing, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm messing with something. Oh, getting foam dots. I do want to so I'm going to glue down the left side, the left-hand picture straight to the paper. And I'm going to put the right-hand picture up on foam because I'm going to put the Merry Christmas up on foam. And I'll just end up putting foam underneath the M and the Christmas because a Merry is going to lay across the photo eventually. But for the moment, I'm finding my foam for the back of my photo here. This turned out really cute, y'all. I'm not even sad about it. I just kind of went, this is not I wouldn't call it a classic Christmas design, but it's kind of a classic Christmas design, where you use paper to build a tree. And I think it turned out really cute. I was able to use a whole bunch of those branding strips. The only bad thing is I still have tons of the bigger scraps over there. I thought to maybe put little presents and stuff underneath there. Y'all, I don't know why my words are not working this morning. It's a bit early, which it always is, but I don't know. Some days I just can't have a vocabulary. So here's now where I'm going to start building. What I decided to do is I built the tree, and now I'm going to basically build around the tree as though there's like little ornaments and things like that. So there was also in that ephemera, y'all, I had forgotten about it, but it was in there, a little cat sleeping in that chair, and I thought that was too cute. So he went on the left-hand side of the tree. I'm kind of thinking of those as like presents. And then the stuff I'm hanging off the tree here is more like an ornament. So there was like 4 or 5 different little sock embellishments or stockings in there. And so I'm hanging those from the tree in different spots. I'm going to poke in some circular pieces. I'm going to end up poking in. There was a wreath. I pulled that on the left-hand side up there. There was this little chipboard bow, and I thought, well, that looks really cool. It's like almost like the star. I actually will find a small little star in just a second and put it in the center of the bow. But I thought that was a really good tree topper. I find these little like snowflakey things, and I start to put them outside, and then I kind of end up just tucking them in underneath the tree pieces. I'll actually find some stickers like that too, and I start to stick them off to the side of the tree, thinking I'll decorate around the top of the tree. But then I got a little bit worried. It looked like my ornaments were flying off, so I end up kind of pulling them all back into the center of the tree. I realized when I was doing all this that my top 2 pieces up here were not quite short enough. So I'm going to snip off some ends here to bring those in to make it look more tree-ish. I thought they were a little too wide. So I'm going to bring that in. And I'm looking, and I see the 2 little pieces up there in the sky there, and I'm thinking, well, that looks kind of cute. Maybe I'll do that. But I really didn't have anything else small. So when I start pulling out these bigger pieces, I go, I don't like that as well. So I decided to bring them in. See, it doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to end up bringing those into the tree just to kind of flesh out. I thought about my own Christmas tree at home. You know, I kind of constantly shove stuff in my tree. I even picked really giant, like ornament things, and I shove them down toward the base. I used to watch YouTube videos, y'all, on how to decorate a tree like a designer. So I gotta be at my butt a while back, and I bought a bunch of matching ornaments, and I have a whole little style I put together. That takes me hours, but it looks like a designer did it when I get done, at least according to YouTube. So here's where I'm just kind of adding my little pieces. I do find a puffy star at one point too, and I add that. There it is. I'm just trying to make it look like there's ornaments on the tree is kind of my idea here. I don't know what I'm pulling off right here. Probably another, a little tiny chipboard heart, y'all. I'm just finding little pieces. Just kind of add to my tree. I did find a little nutcracker, like a piece of paper, scrap paper that the little nutcracker was on. I did fussy cut him out. He's down on the lower right down there. And I'm also going to add a little stocking down by the Christmas title down there. And then I've also got a little lights. I had a little chain of lights. I don't know if you saw me kind of messing where I put them or whatever. I kind of started at the top, and they've ended up down at the bottom, and I like that, how that looks too. So I'm just finding a few more little pieces. I do find a little phrase that says, home is where you are, and I laid that across that chair down there where that cat's sleeping. And I found one little chipboard piece that said warm and cozy. That's not really appropriate per se because she's in the middle of a present bag, but it was a circular element, and I thought it looked cute as a little ornament. So that's all I'm going to do. I thought about sprinkles. I decided against it because this little tree has a lot going on already. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the blog. There's usually several people. I think 3 or 4 of us play the challenge number 2. So make sure you check that out. There's going to be pictures of it. And make sure you go to the Facebook group too, y'all. Don't forget there's a Facebook group. Or I don't know if I mentioned that. There's a Facebook group. No. Yes, there's a Facebook group. I think y'all, I'm sorry. It's too early in the morning. If there is, it's going to be referenced on the blog anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.